of children in public schools solely on the basis of race, even though the physical facilities and other tangible factors may be equal, deprive the children of the minority group of equal education opportunities. And we believe that it does. To separate them from others with similar age and qualifications solely because of their race generates a feeling of inferiority as to their status in the community that may affect their hearts and minds in a way unlikely ever to be undone. We conclude that in the field of public education, the doctrine of separate but equal has no place.
I do remember that day in May. I remember my father coming home and seeing tears of joy in his eyes and him saying, "Thanks be to God, because this wrong will now be rectified."
That particular wrong may have been rectified, but it was a very narrow ruling. The Supreme Court decision dealt only with segregation in the schools. Complete integration was still some distance down the road.
It is said that revolutions do not occur when conditions seem hopeless, that people must believe they have a chance to better themselves before they take to the streets. Well, American blacks now had hope and a veritable revolution in the making.
With new confidence, Southern blacks demanded their rights. And they were backed up by the Supreme Court. 1955, segregation in public parks, unconstitutional. 1956, segregation on city buses, unconstitutional. 1959, segregation in athletic contests, unconstitutional. Black leaders broke the laws of the South so as to test them in court. In 1960, Martin Luther King spent the first of many nights in jail. He was reshaping the American Constitution and the American conscience. The pulse of the country was speeding up, and change was in the air.
If you share my views that it's time the United States started moving again, then I ask your help.
Washington buzzed with excitement in 1961. The city was given the right to vote in presidential elections under the 23rd Amendment. And most of all, it was given a new and charismatic president. A television prince, they said, and they said, member of a royal family.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The country wanted excitement, and it got it.
A strict quarantine on all offensive military equipment under shipment to Cuba is being initiated.
Kennedy brought us to the brink of nuclear war and back again. In foreign affairs, he was bold. But at home, he was frustrated. The president wanted a civil rights bill. Congress held back. The president wanted new programs in education and health. Congress said no. This constitution of checks and balances can sometimes mean deadlock. But while government stood still, the country changed around it. The country had tasted freedom. And it was addictive. There was new freedom in the arts, freedom in sex, freedom of dissent. The first fires of the 60s revolution, and they were fueled by an unlikely source. 9 elderly men and a document almost 200 years old. Equal justice. That's what the Supreme Court promises. Equal justice. That's what the 14th Amendment to the Constitution promises too, along with due process. It has been described as the most important amendment since the Bill of Rights. The Warren Court used that amendment to extend what it considered the blessings of liberty far beyond what the majority of Americans were ready to accept.
And it wasn't just for black Americans. The Warren Court used the 14th Amendment as a sort of second Bill of Rights. When the court said equal protection, it meant equal protection, period. For the first time in the country's constitutional history, the court, not the president and not the Congress, was on the cutting edge of social change.
Statement you make may be used against you in a court of law.